up, y'all? It's Mikhail.
It's Megan.
It's Freq.
And we back with another episode of Millennial Talk Podcast, where I can't believe we're the new adults. But as always, millennials, we're going to guide you through this. What's been going on, y'all? What's been the week? What? What?
Who want to go first?
I guess for me, I'll start. It's just been the aftermath of the memorial, stuff like that I mentioned last week. So it's just processing all that. I haven't, just having my time and my space to do all of that and kind of get back on track and refocus afterwards. I just haven't had that period of just to be me. Mm-hmm. And it has been like its own struggle, just in the isolation aspect and just shit like that. But yeah, that's been my week. Just thoughts and isolation.
Shit, I feel like we all going a little bit through that.
Yeah, going through something similar, except nobody died, but you still have to grieve the person
mentally,
and emotionally. Mm-hmm. So that, and I've been going through it, like, without saying too much, because I ain't even ready to speak on it. Because in the last episode, I said my life did a 180. So I'm still processing. Like what Jalen said, he's still processing. I'm still processing emotions and feelings and questioning God of, like, when do you really want me to be stable and for my life to start?
Yeah.
That's my overall question. Like, I have been obedient. I have been pushing through. I have done all the things that you've told me to do. And for, like, a dream to be delayed on top of the other stuff. the other stuff. It's just like, I don't know where I'm at right now, but I just know I got to keep pushing. Mm-hmm. I got to keep being obedient. And I mean, my mama always said, if you live long enough, then you'll get all the answers that you need. So that's just where I'm at, in limbo.
That's real as hell.
Yeah. Pray for me. Well, hold on. Don't pray for me if you don't believe in God. I'm not even being funny.
No, I know you're serious.
If you believe in God and you love me, pray for me.
Period. I feel like maybe I want to make it uplifting.
I mean, we gotta be transparent. We gotta be real.
Yeah,
we'll get there. We'll get uplifting.
I don't think it hasn't been nothing crazy going on. It's just more of like just going through like the norms, I guess, of like just everyday life. And I do agree with you. To actually both of y'all, like I do spend time in isolation because I do try to like have those conversations with God and myself to kind of come to realizations. Mm-hmm. And then the other aspect of it is just, I'm about to be 30, not, stuck on the age. It's just more of like, what does this mean exactly? Like I'm doing another era of my life. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what is this supposed to look like? Mm-hmm. And preparing mentally for that. Mm-hmm. So that's really basically it for real. Outside of like the norm work shit,
It's crazy because, like, I just turned 29 and it's like my mind has been on my 30s. So, like, with this recent delay or pushback that I'm experiencing, it's like I thought from what the road I was going, my 30s would be like, okay, these first couple of years in your 30s, boom, you here, but then after that, we skyrocket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel, like I said, lost in limbo because it's, what do you have for me? Because, like, I know the plan that I thought we were both co-creating on, but now you telling me it's something different. Mm-hmm. So now it's like, I don't know what to expect.
Honestly, I'm on the other end of, like, the negative thinking. I'm positive now. Like, I'm excited to see what this brings. And I know that at the end of the day, what is for me is going to be for me regardless. Yeah. So I'm actually over that hurdle of like being negative and getting stuck in those pessimistic thoughts. So I'm excited. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, no,
3-0.
I'm super glad. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, shit, it's already stressful enough to kind of like be stuck in the future. Mm-hmm. Like, let's just worry about what's happening.
That's the way to be.
All right, y'all. It's going to get exciting.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into trend of the week. So trend of the week this week is DoorDash scam gone wrong. So a lot of y'all know, we all use DoorDash most of the time or Grubhub, same thing. I got this from a TikTok, a viral TikTok. It was basically a DoorDasher delivering to a medical worker, receptionist, or whatever, and she claimed that she did not get her order. So the lady came back and recorded, as we do in our new generation. She recorded and she told her, like, you said that you didn't get your order. I see your McDonald's cup right there. And she was like, I have kids to feed and you playing with my money. And the lady was just acting very nonchalant. And it went viral on TikTok to a point where the lady got fired. So let me start off by prefacing this. Have y'all ever decided to say that y'all never got a DoorDash order, just to start it like that? Don't be lying.
I'm not really trying to think. I remember I got a credit, but did I say I didn't get it? Actually, I got the wrong order, and that's how I got my credit.
Okay, that's different. I'm talking about blatantly, like, I want to get this money back.
I've seen, like, I had an ex that did it. He DoorDashed us some food one time, and then
he said he didn't get it.
He said he didn't get it because he didn't like the food. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
He didn't like the food, so he was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw my money back. And he got his whole credit and everything like that.
Damn.
So he never got it, never received it.
I did it once. And that's just because I was being, a brokey. But continue.
A brokey. Crazy.
No, like, I never did this shit before. Also, same type of time where, like, just where niggas was at in life. Like, I was a college kid. This shit.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
They like, hey, you do what you gotta do. But I also spoke to, or at least to that point, I used to do DoorDash, and I got kicked off because of some shit like that. So it's like, yeah. So it's
somebody saying it.
Yeah, I didn't deliver food. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
that's why she went so hard on her. I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I get it from both ends.
Damn, but okay, so since you did DoorDash, that kind of adds a different touch on it. So how strict is DoorDash when it comes to that? Because it's like, what if the order is, like, in her case, she did get her order? So
and that's why she went back, because DoorDash has this thing where, one, they always put a customer because there's so many dashers at the end of the day. And then they want you to keep spending money and shit like that as the consumer. So, okay, fine, you complain about this one $9 order, but in the long run of you paying your subscription, buying food across the year, like, that's nothing in comparison. And really, when they get you, is because we give you credit. So when I give you credit, that's just another money thing I came up with for you to spend money in my system. So I was like, I'm still getting that $9 back anyway. So a lot of times when they say, oh, you didn't pay, they just hit us and just be like that. Because it don't tell me the customer, it won't say that, it'll just say that this happened. Because even when I got kicked off of it, it was like 2 days later. I didn't even drive, like, within that 48 hours. Yeah, so it was some old shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they don't give you no fighting chance even when you call. Like, they just hit your account and everything. So
that's low-key kind of fucked up.
And it was during COVID time. So, like, to your point of how strict are they, it can vary based off what's going on, like, with the company and shit. Because I got people I know that still was trying to drive in recent time, and they changed it to where you're not a contract employee anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, like, before it was that you was contract, so they didn't have to have all of these different regulations and stuff in place. But now that they do, they're way more strict with the drivers and shit like that. They way more strict on the orders. You can't just be driving endless hours and shit like that. So
they're strict on your hours, or like hours of operation. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, you will have to do it between these set times, but it depends on your area, how busy it is and shit like that.
That's crazy. Like, I mean, DoorDash low key is a scam in itself, because them prices.
I don't know. It's always higher than what it is on the actual website.
Even if you do a pickup order. So pay attention to that.
Yeah. No, I ordered from somewhere. It was taco place, and they told me, they said, do not do DoorDash again because the prices are jacked up. And I don't know why the prices are jacked up, because once you use your credit card, it's like a 2.9% charge plus like 65 cents. So it's like, I can, to make that money back, I can hike my prices up. And then we don't know what DoorDash actually charges.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that aspect from the business end, but the places that you're picking up from will literally tell you, because somebody told me, they
Yeah.
looked at me and was like, just go on the website and order it. Your whole total would have been like $10 difference.
No, that's what Habana Tacos.
That's where I went.
That's where you went to?
Yeah.
They told me the same thing.
Yeah. He was like, shout out to Havana Tacos.
Them chicken tacos is good as hell.
I had the burrito.
Oh, you did?
Ooh. A burrito, however you say it.
Yeah, but
Burrito.
Burrito.
Yeah.
I'm about to get some of that.
Okay, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, they definitely said, like, please order from the website.
Yeah, he was like, this shit
Yeah,
super expensive. I think I paid like maybe $30. I was like,
I
damn.
think I did too. And he was like, yeah, you could have chopped off a couple of dollars, a lot of dollars, like $10 worth. Yeah,
I'm not. I've been off DoorDash since, for real.
But to the scam, so like, what's the, I guess, response on TikTok, or like when you was in the comments, or people, I'm sure, was
Scrolling through
it.
Yeah.
People were basically on her side. They were saying, like, rightfully so, like a lot of, because I mean, people that do DoorDash and knowing what you explain now, it's like, if you about to lose your job basically off of one complaint, hell yeah, I'm gonna go back and record you and let you know, like, you got my ass fired. Now I don't know what the situation is after the fact for her, but I knew the receptionist got fired because the medical clinic put out like a PSA or whatever, letting them know.
No, I was saying she's not gonna get back on DoorDash either, like, because
they won't just kick her off.
Yeah, because there's no way. Because like you can hit appeal, you appeal it, but if they say no,
you can't.
That's it. It's nothing else. There's nobody you can call. There's no.
That's
nothing.
Really fucked up.
Unless something to change, let us know in the comments because of the different changes they made. But when I did it,
hell no. Well, y'all let us know. Have you scammed DoorDash in the comments? Let us know.
They scamming right now. Watching this shit.
Right.
Getting some Havana tacos.
You gotta try it though. It's good.
Yeah, I'll try.
We're gonna get into our first topic, y'all. So this is funny because I thought about this.
Okay.
Is it okay to be delusional or live in delusion?
When it comes to what?
I like how broad it is because
it
can be. We can. Well, what you thinking right away? We can go based off of what you thinking. Already.
Relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
You already know where my mom was at. Relationship.
Is it okay to be delusional
in a relationship, particularly like after a breakup? I'm just gonna say this. I feel like it's hard to say because you can be delusional, but your delusional can kind of turn into faith, or it can come from a place of hope. And you know, hope is the grounds for faith, but it can come from a place of hope. So I'm gonna say to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying, because hope is good to have, but you gotta know what you want in the end. But when we just talk about in the relationship, I feel like it could be either or. It could be good or it could be detrimental.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely a balance.
No, not even a balance. It's either or. I feel like there's no gray area when it comes to delusion in a relationship.
So when we say delusion is like
be delulu till it come true.
Low key. I'm trying to think.
No, like, serious. If that's what people say, like delusion that, you know, because I feel like some people might think of delusion as looking at or focusing on potential versus focusing on that person.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And that's not delusion. I feel like delusion is you seeing this person as somebody totally different than what they actually are because it fits what you want, it fits what you need. And I feel like, is it okay to be delusional in that way? No, because you gonna get your heart broken at the end of the day.
But can the potential that you think that you see be part of your delusion?
I think that is delusion because people can stay.
Like that's why I think we had the same reaction. Yeah. I was like, well, could the potential that you see be part of her delusion and the envisionment that she had for her life, or he? You know,
I'm gonna say potential. Okay, because potential is like I can see what you can live up to. Now, if you have a bum and they're a bum, everything about them gives bum. Like they don't want to try and they're comfortable with where they're at. And you see them as like, oh, I know he can get a job or he can keep a job. I know he can hold a job down. That's delusion. That's not potential. You know what I'm saying? You having somebody, a regular guy, and you see that, you know, maybe in the relationship, he can become a more let's say you focus on faith, like God-fearing man or God-fearing woman,
Right.
I feel like that's more of, I see the potential where you can go. You know what I'm saying? I see where you can go based off where you are now. Like, I can see it. I feel like delusional is like you really have to play with the reality and make it into something else. Where I see its potential is like, I can see, Jalen, you have potential to be a public speaker because of where you are now. Beyonce, you have potential to be an actress or a writer or the next Tyler Perry because of where you are now.
Right. See,
You know what I'm saying? If
I
y'all,
see what you're saying.
yeah, that's where my mindset goes.
But I think that like kind of is like a support thing compared to like if you saying the public speaker thing with me, right? I've given no inclination that I want to be a public speaker, right? Right. But if you went around, hypothetically, we was there, he was like, yeah, my man, he about to be a public speaker, girl. He about to be giving
Martin Luther King.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like in a couple years, I'm gonna be Coretta girl. Like, just get ready. Like, if you go around saying shit like that, then it's like that to me is where we're kind of speaking to delusion. Whereas, like, I can say for you, like, oh, like you super dope. I can even see you being a teacher. It's like that's not me. I'm saying I'm delusional. I do see characteristics that can make you a teacher. But if I went out there and was like, yeah, my homegirl Maegan be out here teaching young nursing homegirls how to do this. Like if I went out saying that, okay, Jalen been a little delusional about my characteristics about what I'm presenting. I think that's where the delusional part come in at, and I don't think there's no place for that.
That's why I said it's a balance, because I feel like even with potential, that's kind of like low key a delusion because you don't know what that person's actually gonna do. And I'm speaking from experience because I've dealt with somebody for a long time based off of what I thought they would be, and they didn't do it in years. I mean,
is that
years.
delusional? Is that just what you believe so much in this person? That's what I'm saying. Like with relationships, you believe and you give so much in this person. You can see, like you can literally see, but it's coming from your own mindset because that's the way you think and that's the way you go about things.
But that's more to me projecting than it is delusion.
Exactly.
Well, I think
no.
I think the belief ain't entirely into the person, at least early on and in most relationships. I think the belief come in, yes, like if I had 100% pie, probably like 60% is your belief in that person. 20% is the belief that you have on the influence on that person. The other 20% is I believe that they family or whatever, or the people they around got good influence on them, and then the other 20% might be whatever the fuck they doing or whatever. Like I think like that's where your belief come in, and is that to me, early on emotions, like y'all eventually develop into this, okay, I can just trust this person through whatever y'all got going on. Which is why like the belief in that person and all that, I think that's become a level of delusion because a lot of that other shit is shit that you're compiling that belief. They haven't shown you none of this shit to give you that 100% like belief.
Like they're gonna follow through.
Yeah, it's other stuff where you like, okay, Keith don't pick up his drawers or he was a guy from whatever the case may be. With me or in their life, I can show them and then hope that this and that, like you said, over the course 5 years, this didn't happen. I think that's where the delusion can start to come in after a point. Like, okay, well, motherfucker, if they ain't
did it in 2 years, you know, they do it, you know. That's but to pick because it is a broad topic, but to get off of relationships for a second, do y'all think in order like for maybe like goals, personal goals and stuff like that, is it okay to be delusional mentally? Because it's like you're programming yourself to be.
You said mentally. But see, I think that delusional, this word has become so popular. And really it's just faith. It's blind faith. Not knowing how it's gonna work out, but still just thinking that it's going to work out no matter what the circumstances. All circumstances could be pointing to no, this is not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen for you, it's not gonna happen for your family, it's not gonna happen for at all.
Right.
And you still having that push to say, you know what, I think it can. I feel like that's faith. That's that blind faith where it's like, I don't know where I'm going or I don't know where this is going,
but I'm gonna be okay.
But I'm going to still move as if it's already done. I'm going to still pursue this goal as if it's already mine.
Yeah, I think the way you dressed it up was like really nice, but you know, people gonna still be like
delusion. No, that's why I said that's the word that's popular, but really it's faith. You know what I'm saying? I have this delusion or this faith because faith is the things of
You can't see
something
or
unseen.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Is I'm putting hope in something unseen.
Right.
So I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'm putting my faith in it.
Right.
And I'm putting my faith in myself, or I'm putting my delusion in this spectrum of what can I do to
make this
keep
real,
pursuing or make this real.
Yeah.
What can I do to make my delusions real? That's why I said delulu till it come true.
No, you ain't lying.
See, like, I think I agree with her to an extent where I think I still separate. I don't think delusion and faith is the same. And I think, like, hope going there more, where it's like, to me, delusion, at least I associate it with detriment or like with self-sabotage in a sort of way.
Okay, yeah.
Like, yeah, like it's something that goes against self.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. To me, delusion has the potential to go against self, while what you explain with faith and hope is a protection of self, not even from like the higher power, just more so you as the person ain't putting yourself in that detriment. Like, to have faith or hope you're gonna do good on the test or get your degree and stuff like. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think you delusional if you sitting in your room and you know you eating ramen noodles starving. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's delusional. But I think at the same time, if that same student had like a 3.2 to say, oh yeah, by the time I get to graduation, I'm gonna skyrocket my GPA to a 4.0. It's like, my nigga, just pass. Just go ahead. Like, it's not gonna happen in this short amount of time. Like, even if you got all A's, how this system work, like, you might get a 3.5 at best. But it's like, that's more so what I mean. With that person would probably be more in the delusional bandwagon where it's like this and that. Although it's not to they maybe they detriment depending on what they do. But I think that is more in alignment with that one, where I don't think there's nothing wrong with what she said. It's just a level of detriment. Like last time where the Delulu
come true.
Yeah, come true. Was the Salula, whatever the fuck term. That shit even sound delusional in and of itself, and it's usually something that's not practical, irresponsible until that person detriment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of the shit.
That's why I was saying, like, I think it's a balance, because like if you can't really technically be super realistic being delusional, because you never know where your mind is going to take you. But I just feel like you do need a little delusion to get you there. And how you dressed it up was really nice. Like, you know, it's basically, it is faith and hope, you know, the aspect of that. Because my ass do be delusional. I'm like, this shit about to take off. We about to be in there. I mean, like rocket ship, everything. But I mean, when I think of like, to add another layer to it, even with, I'm not gonna say love life. It could be relationships in general with family, friends, whatever. It's like, is delusion. I think we kind of touched on it a little bit already. But when you look past something, knowing that it's wrong or whatever the case may be, would you classify that as being delusional?
No.
Like what? Action
like
or
a red flag.
Yeah, like a red flag.
No, that's not delusional.
But you continue to kind of like go with
delusional.
What would you say?
Going with a program that you don't believe in.
Okay.
For the sake of a relationship. That's not delusional. That's straight detrimental.
Okay.
That's straight is not gonna it's not doing anything to help you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
sitting around just waiting for self-sabotaging.
When we were talking about like delusion and potential, even if it's outside of the romantics realm, I feel like if you don't have a good relationship with your parent or your mom or your dad, then you could have the delusion. You know what? Me and my mom, we gonna be closer one day. We're gonna be closer one day, and your mom is doing everything to pull y'all apart. I feel like that's boom delusion. But you looking past red flags is not delusion. That's straight detriment. That's you jumping the gun of delusion and saying, you know what, this person's going to change. Or I still want this. You didn't even want them the last time they did what they did.
Right.
So
that goes to the self-sabotage point.
Yeah, that's straight self-sabotage.
Ooh. Y'all got anything else on the delusional that y'all want to, or delusion in general, that y'all want the people to understand?
When you're going towards something good, it's okay to have a little delusion. When you want something good, you know what I'm saying? Not anything detrimental. I feel like we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
The goal is good. Have a little, okay, this will work out, this will work out, this will work out. But if it's something bad, then no.
No, I completely agree.
It's not okay.
No, I just don't agree. I just don't think delusion got no place nowhere. Like, I'm sorry, like, you just gotta be sane in your shit because then at the same time, when you're that nigga being delusional, the shit land in your lap, like, preparedness is the best thing for opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So if you delusional in it, you won't be prepared when it actually comes to you. And that's when most people spiral, when they get that thing and they can't handle it. Dr. Dre said in the fucking Kendrick song, the easiest part is getting it. The hard part is keeping it, motherfucker. Like, it's that simple. So, like, a lot of people, you go do these different things. Delusional, we was talking about some of the weight loss shit, and people get these surgeries to, like, snip their stomach and shit. You have not done the work, though, to have the discipline and this and that, to change the diet and this and that. So, you're delusional in thinking that as soon as you get this, it's going to instantly give you things that you want, but you didn't prepare yourself for what came with that in that reality. And now here you are. And a lot of times, and I'm speaking for someone in my personal family, when you don't get the results you want, you hit that extra spiral. Yeah. So now you back at square one anyways, and now you lost half of whatever the fuck it is, whatever thing that you decided to go do. Right. So that to me is where the delusion comes in, where I say it don't have a place. Instead, it should be a level of confidence. It should be a level of these things to know that this is the journey. It should be, for me, I know that I'm deserving this because I put in all this work. I'm putting in my 10,000. I'm confident that when this opportunity comes, I'm going to be ready for it and everything afterward because I done thought about it so much. I done thought about this so much. I done thought about X, Y, and Z. The body that I'm fighting for every day when I'm in the gym, I thought about what that looked like. I done thought about myself in that suit or whatever I'm trying to do at that phase. So it's like, that's what I mean, where it's not a level of delusion, it's a confidence to get to that point and just acquiescing. But I wouldn't do nothing to my detriment. So I'm like taking steroids to get there. I'm not doing this to get there and stuff like that. And like, that's where I'm like, ain't no room for that delusion shit. Like, no, like, you gotta, it's confidence, it's hope, it's faith. It's like, it's these terms for it. To me, delusion has detriment and it's negative. You don't want that around you. Have confidence in that. And if you're lacking in confidence, address it. But don't be fucking delusional. Go get the information because it's out there. Because it's someone that's seeking your position, has your position, or was in your position that went and got the information. And that's why they are where you're trying to be. No, that's right. Because when you were saying that, it brought up like manifestation in my mind. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, it is more of a manifestation because like when you brought the true essence of confidence in it, it's like that's not being delusional if you're confident in what you want to do with your life. Yeah. Whatever. It's more of like manifesting blessings. Like, you know, you want this to attract to you, you know. Damn, that's a different kind of.
So do you believe that if someone is delusional, they're not preparing? Because if I'm delusional and I'm sitting up here and if all the odds are against me and I'm saying, let's say, be a teacher, I'm going to be a teacher. You got to pay $10,000 to go to the next semester of school. I don't have $10,000, but I know I'm going to be a teacher. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm going to be a teacher. This obstacle is here. Now I have to attack this obstacle. Or it's looking like I can't get through this obstacle. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to be a teacher regardless. Like, I ain't even tripping. I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a teacher. Is that type of delusion we talking about? Because a person can still prepare.
I think that's delusional.
But listen though, a person can still prepare. A person can still say, you know what? I can't go back this semester, but I know with my job, I can save up X amount of dollars and I can get into a payment plan. Right. So then I'm going to be back summer semester. I'm going to be back next fall. But I'm going to still read my books. I'm going to still do this. I'm going to still do that because I know I'm going to be here. So let me prepare. I feel like you can be delusional and still prepare. That's to me confidence and just I was about to say that. Yeah. The example that we referring to is that girl said all that I'm a teacher. Oh my God, it's $10,000 and shit like that. And went right back to the crib and then sat there was like, I'm gonna be a teacher still. This $10,000 gonna get paid. It's gonna get worked out. And in 2 years, I'm gonna be a teacher. Don't do the payment plan. She didn't call the counselor. She just kept saying, I'm gonna be a teacher. I'm gonna be a teacher. I think that's delusion. Both of y'all. I don't think that's delusion. Okay, so from what I've seen on like social media, I can't compute that shit. I was like, wait, you did, Jalen did start glitching up. Like, no, I don't think that's so much as delusion because, like I said, I can equate. I feel like delusion is just a downplay word of faith. Like we can bring it to relationships. Boom, I feel like this is gonna work out, even though all the signs are saying it's not gonna work out. But how are you can still prepare. I feel like even if you are still delusional, I feel like delusional is just saying, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna get there. And so I feel like delusion is more of a downplayment of faith.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when you say, yeah, I'm gonna go be the teacher, or if everything is saying like, no, it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen, and you still saying, yes, it is. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't know how it's gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
but I know it's gonna happen. I feel like that's delusional. I don't know, but I'm still gonna say yes. That's me playing into that delusion of this
But
is what I want.
That's what I thought you were saying. Like if you don't put forth the action of trying to
Right.
put it forward,
And
then
that's
that is
what
delusion.
I'm saying. Why is that? Why do you believe that somebody who's delusional cannot prepare?
I didn't say that. I said the difference between the two, a person that's delusional, is that the person who isn't has something prepared. So you gave a whole payment plan, this and that, this and that. And where I think the two examples is different is that in the relationship part, there are so many different variables that are not like a tangible end. So the delusion is in that relationship, like that's
separate.
That's completely separate. The school aspect is a tangible thing. They have presented you with $10,000 to say that this has to be paid.
Right.
So the preparing, you say she worked a job, she did this, she's doing a payment plan, she's still reading the books. And the example I flipped, it was like the person who was doing nothing and is saying it's gonna get paid. I'm gonna be a teacher, as you know, it's gonna just get paid. Who has not put forth any effort, is like, is this gonna happen? That person is delusional in saying, yeah, I'm gonna be a teacher, because you are not putting nothing forth to do that. Like everything in your works is presenting you to take you on a completely different path. So the one that you're saying that you're on and or living, planning to live, there's no works towards it. So it's like that to me is the difference. Where the person who was preparing for it, cool. Whenever your journey get there, that's no harm, no foul. I don't think that person is delusional just because you have a longer journey. But to make it seem like you're on a journey or that you're partaking on a journey that you have prepared nothing for, I think is delusional. Just like if somebody said, I'm gonna go in the woods and survive, and they just had the t-shirt on their back and some shorts and shit, we'd probably look at them and be like, yeah, you kind of delusional for thinking that. That's more so what I mean. Like, yeah, you preparing, not preparing in that way. There's a level of delusion on your success, survival, like whatever we're looking at the metric as, and going to do this. Like if I hit up y'all like, hey y'all, I'm going to the Mount Everest, I'm gonna climb that one, I ain't got nothing, ain't nobody gonna come with me, but I'm recorded and let y'all know like how that go. Y'all gonna ask 50,000 questions. If I'm sitting here like, no, it's gonna be good. Trust me, I know I'm gonna be good. Y'all gonna say, that nigga's delusional. Like he's crazy motherfucker. Like that's what I mean. It's a level of preparedness. But if y'all see me for a year train and do this, I'm like, I'm gonna climb Mount Everest, and y'all seeing it like, okay, he might not be as delusional. He might be a little common because he's preparing and doing all the different steps that go towards it.
Yeah, I mean, I still the aspect of what you were saying too about the faith aspect. I mean, you still have faith, but you still delusional. I just feel like that's the truth. It is. It's the truth. Because if you sitting at home not doing nothing and you know that 10,000 got to be paid, you can still have faith and still be delusional. I'm just saying, it's the truth.
Delusion, though. I really do feel like because the word delusion got so popular, it's just in my mind, it's just faith. Because I can sit up and say, like, yo, I can have the faith, I'm going to get back to school, I'm going to get back to school, I'm going to get back to school, no matter how much money I got to pay or not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And yes, faith without works is dead, but it's still, you have the faith. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it.
But it's kind of like what I think about too.
At first, you can say, I'm going to get back to school and not have any plan.
Yeah, you can.
So that's delusional. But as soon as you set the plan up, it's not delusional anymore?
No, I'm saying like far as like, what you just said is perfect far as faith without, what you say, faith without faith. Because in my mind, the one thing I always tell myself is, God is going to give you, like as example, I got to put my 50% in too. I can't just sit there and say God is going to just do everything. God wants you to learn lessons, so you have to put yourself through certain things. So if you're not preparing in any type of way, then yeah, that is delusion. If you're going to sit there and be like, I'm going to kick my feet up, God got this. And God do got it. But at the same time, you got to work too. Yeah. You know, you got to do what you need to do, whatever that preparedness looks like. That's what I feel like, you know, it is.
It's delusion?
Yeah, it's delusion if you just sit there and just be like, okay, God is going to do this. And
what about them times where God wants you to be still and not do anything, but still have the faith? Is that delusion?
No, you're still preparing yourself.
No.
You still have to mentally prepare.
Listen what I said. The situations where God is like, where you have done all you can do, and God is like, be still, I am the Lord. Those situations where it's literally nothing you can do but have faith. Is that delusion?
But usually in the moments he's trying to teach you a lesson, so that goes to his point, where it's like you are still getting prepared in that, in sense of that is the lesson of it. So you're saying someone who is practicing their faith and their works. The example we keep giving is stagnant people. So in that same example, because you're giving like specific, like these specific examples, where like that's where we keep kind of like, yeah, if somebody's sitting there and they praying and this and that and the works, and it's just like you can't do anything. So you gave this context of everything that we saying of payment plans there, they just can't do. Okay, fine. But are you at least learning the lesson that's going on right now? Because then if you still trying to then figure out that way and whatever, then we know what come with that. Same thing if that same person for the $10,000 for school, and this is for me and clothes, if they was like, yo, okay, to pay that for school, I'm gonna go to the liquor store every day and buy lottery tickets. I'm gonna just keep getting until I hit the number.
Oh Lord.
Would you be like, okay, they prepare and they got their favor? You be like, that motherfucker is delusional. Like they're gonna sit here and play the lottery every day to try and pay for school instead of
put money aside.
That's what we're saying. Like them two people, I can't really apply faith and hope and this and that to this person when they're making this conscious decision to kind of do this right here. Like that to me is
I agree with that, but I guess what I'm hearing is delusion is based on preparation.
That's a component. That's a big component of it to me. That's probably one of the bigger components.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like you can be delusional whether you prepare or not, because I equate it to, like I said, the bigger word is faith, but everybody's saying delusion. You know what I'm saying?
I think Jalen took
whether you prepare or not, you can be delusional in the sense of thinking that something is going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
I think when he added the aspect, that's when I had my like aha moment when he was talking about the confidence and stuff like that. That's what made me realize, you know what? It is based off of the intent, because it's like if you're confident about what you're doing, but you're still putting forth effort to do it, you're not delusional. But if you're not doing anything, even though you can have the intent, and that's why I said you're still delusional. If you could still have faith and be delusional, because you could sit there and, like I said, kick your feet up and be like, God got this. I'm outplayed. I can do whatever I want. That's the part. But I get where you're going with it. But I'm like, when you said that, it literally like for something that just sparked in me, like, it's another component to that. Because delusion to me is leaning more so towards self-sabotage. Like you're just not doing anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I mean I get it. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Y'all have any leftover thoughts?
No, that's like
I just want to make sure. All right, we're gonna move into the second topic. So the second topic is, as a millennial parent, how are we going to have the sex talk with our children?
Just like my mama had with me, be very blunt, open, and honest. I was not spared. But no, she didn't 5.
You was 5 years old?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my mama didn't play when it came to that, because one, I was always a curious child. And what I do want to say to millennials is that if you do have a curious child, just answer their question.
Yes.
Like we get overwhelmed, especially if you are a parent, you can get overwhelmed easily, but answer their question. No harm comes from answering your child's question, because they're still going to have that question. And I guess in talking about the sex talk, it's like, you don't answer their questions sooner, they're going to find out later. So that's up to you on how you want to introduce that subject to your child. You know, I feel like the best way to do it is to be honest and to be open. Yeah. And
but that's what I was about to ask you. Like, at 5 years old, what did your mom tell you?
I asked her, where do babies come from?
Okay.
My mother sat me down and said, it's when a man sticks his penis in a woman's vagina. It's called sex. And then that's how he gets her pregnant, and the baby comes out of the woman.
You bullshit.
But
that's why I'm looking at you like, that's...
Dude, how you met my mama?
She is blunt. She blunt.
No, that's how that works.
Okay. I'm done.
I hate you. But no,
that makes sense.
My mom, she did that, but then she also said to say, like, don't have sex unless a man actually loves you. It happens when two people love each other and they lay down and they do X, Y, and Z, and then she went on, so on, and so forth, to the point where I was like, Mom, all I asked was, where do babies come from? You could have told me the mama.
But the fact that you remember that is a good thing. But
I remember what she was wearing. It was in the morning time. She had on her floral robe. And it was purple with like blue flowers.
That's a beautiful thing, because most people don't think that kids remember stuff at that age, even though they do say like 4 or 5.
5 is the age where you remember, you start processing.
So I thought that was interesting that you said that, because I was gonna preface it by like, when you do have a child, in my mind when I was thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I thought it was steps. So like, if the first step would be obviously you taking care of your sexual health, so I mean making sure you're washing yourself properly, stuff like that, and then once they got to like maybe,
what's the sex talk to you, Deontay?
No, I know.
Okay.
No. Follow me. I mean, like, when I say the sex talk, I mean, it's so much stuff that goes into that. So like diseases that comes from like, if you're not clean, you're not taking care of yourself too, and then on top of that, you having sex with other people. But like I was saying, it in stages though. I didn't think at 5 years old I would be like, yeah.
Okay. So let me say that was at 5. At the age of 16, when I came to her and I had told her, I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready to start having sex, with the person who I was with.
Shut up. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I hate you. That's when she was like, well, I'm gonna be real with you. We are gonna have sex ed. Do you know that every time that you can have sex, you can get pregnant? Do you know that every time you can have sex, you're liable to have a disease?
Mm-hmm.
Has he thought about these type of things? Is he pressuring you?
Right.
And then that's where we had that conversation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it changes, of course, with age. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, going off to college. And, of course, you mentioned birth control, too. But going off to college, it was, okay, birth control. What do you want to do about that? Mm-hmm. Because I know at this point you about to be 18. You go and do whatever you want to. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you going to college. I'm sending you to college. I'm paying for you to go to college. Yeah. So let's make sure we secure this first. You know what I'm saying? But it was that conversation. So I feel like different ages and stages comes with it. But so let's break it down.
Yeah, because I feel like for me,
let's break it down.
My parents ain't tell me. I'll say my dad told me at a younger age, but it was very like quick. It wasn't like that detailed. It was more like, if you're having sex, you use a condom. It was never like the outline of what you doing, how you doing it. Mm-hmm. I found out via, like you said, you learn shit from your friends too. We talk about it. We learn about it in school from each other. You pay that attention. My mom didn't really have a conversation with me until I told her I lost my virginity in 7th grade. Mm-hmm. So that's when she was like, you need to make sure that you're doing this, and that the clean aspect comes from it too, because I just feel like that's real conversation about having sex as a process that people don't pay attention to. Like, even when you mentioned the whole like birth control aspect, condoms for guys, stuff like that, like it's other aspects of it. By the time we got to high school, we had sex ed and we had that birthing video, and I was just like,
oh, y'all had it, I didn't. I didn't have a sex ed teacher.
Mm-hmm. Did they have the same birth video? Or did you know?
I had Hurley.
I had Teasley.
Yeah, I had Hurley, so we was, you know how they go.
Yeah, no, same with Teasley. You hit that record play button, and we be sitting there watching. But like you said, to take it age by age, did y'all want to do it that way, or did you just want to start with like just what your parents told you straight up?
For my approach, it wouldn't be neither really. Me personally, it would be open exposure, just like not in the sense of me showing shit, but more so like at different ages, letting people know. Like my man's, I love how he raised his son, and like he told him from a young age, like, bro, real talk, it's grown people that want to fuck you. Like, and he meant that in the sense that there are predators that will come get you. So like he's presenting sex in like these different avenues, what can really happen to you in general. Like, damn, like the places that you get in, there's people trying to take advantage of you at this age. So prepare for that. And then when you ready for, so maybe in them phases, I think when they as he get older, they evolve that conversation, but it's always presented early and like this and that, and this is they had sex, and you had sex with your girlfriend, you get a girlfriend around later on in life, but that's you like her, and so like these concepts are getting presented just like when we was in school, like okay, this is gonna be the syllabus for the year,
right?
And then we're gonna get to the motherfuckers throughout the year. It's kind of like this is your lifetime. They like we're gonna get to these points when it's later on.
Oh yeah.
You know, even for me, my dad he never had fucking a conversation with me about sex, condoms, none of that shit. Like I lived this Wild West now in this bitch. So it's like for me learning that, but the irony is that when I have my first child, then my dad come back into play, and I think that's also sex help in a way. Like what do this look like now? Probably after this done happened with mine, like what do this look like now? Like how do I go about doing this aspect? And so I would kind of just tell my son or my daughter like everything up front, like what the fuck what this gonna look like for you moving forward, and then as you evolve,
the conversation expands.
Yeah, like I love how Kevin Hart always tell his daughter or both of them his kids, like keep it in the kids' play. Like that's my goal for me as a parent is like how long can I keep everything in the kids' place for you? Because once that's gone, bro,
it's gone.
It's gone, bro. That's it.
But that's why I was shocked when you was like the way she told you, because you know parents be trying to like coochie coo it, you know, and be like, oh, you know, the bird or whatever shit.
No, my mom figured that it would be best to just do everything.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Rip the Band-Aid off, because like I said, either I'll let you know, and I feel like this is a big aspect of parenting anyway. Either I'll let you know, or the world's gonna let you know. Either I'm your first teacher, or the world's gonna be your first teacher. So let me let you know this is this it, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is, and this is how babies get here.
Yeah.
But like I said, she also dialed back and to say this happens when you love this person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This happens when you all are married, y'all love, this and that. But I have a question though. Did y'all parents ever implement or like push the idea of waiting till marriage per se?
No. No.
No, my dad was a rolling stone.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do y'all think that's something that like
niggas would?
that's something that's like should be pushed? Would y'all push that for y'all kids?
That's a beautiful thing, because when I seen this, I thought about it. I would say it's nothing really to rush to be honest. Yeah. I would definitely keep that honest with my kids if they ask me. It's not. You gonna have your whole life to be, you know, trust me.
I think like for our generation, like us 90s babies, I feel that for us girls, well, I mean the guys too, it was such a pressure not to have a teenage pregnancy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not to be pregnant under the age of, let's say, like 25 or whatever, or like 21.
Shit, 18.
Yeah, like anything young, anything before you actually hit your 20s. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it was a pressure. Just don't have a baby young. But I do not feel that our parents push the narrative of waiting till marriage. I feel like it was just like, if you had sex, come talk to me.
No, I know. Shit. That's why I said my dad wrote
it was like, if you had sex, come talk to me. I feel like all of our parents was on that. We want to be open and vulnerable with our kids. We want to have that relationship or that rapport with our kids to the point where once it starts happening, you can come and talk to me, instead of do not have sex till marriage.
Yeah, because I mean, kids rebel. You tell me not to do something, they're gonna do it. That's the whole like reason why. For the most part, people always say that, but I mean, shit. My dad was. Shit, I'm in the streets. When I was your age, I was doing this, and this, and and literally, I'm saying it just like how he said it to me. He was like, "Yeah, I was doing this. So, I mean, I don't expect you not to, you know, be blah blah blah." So I'm like, okay.
I think it was weird in that aspect because my mom's raised me in a different sense of like. She always put me on game with shorties, like what the games was when she was coming. This is what he's gonna say. This is what shorty's gonna say. This is what This is how this is gonna be. If she want to get pregnant by you, this type of stuff she gonna probably say. Like, and I'm talking about like 10 and onward. She was always like feeding me this game. Oh, you don't want to talk to that little tight head bitch. Like she gonna.
But that's the age that I'm thinking at.
Well, she was giving me game like then to where it was like I look at women differently at that time because of that game. Like I looked at like, you're gonna always lie, like you're gonna always this, you're gonna always. So I never was like, wait till marriage, like, cause my parents never presented that shit. Like, it was like, you would figure that shit out when you figure that shit out. Right now, these is how they gonna be. Don't even get caught up with that shit. And I think it made my transitions a lot easier. It made it to where my emotions wasn't as invested to where I didn't have these little spurts or, oh, I had this ex that just, oh my God, like, what?
That did it for me.
Like, just any of that stuff, or so and so took my, like, didn't none of that stuff happen to me because I never got caught up in it like that. And I think that's part of it. I'd rather have that kind of rapport and wisdom to give to my kid where it's like, it's gonna probably happen.
Right.
Ain't no point in, like, my mom's told me I was going to college, like, yeah, I'm probably break up. So when it was like looking like it was finna happen, I was like, okay, like my mom kind of already warned me and peeped this, so like, okay. And then like I don't talk to my mom about relationship, but if she just peep it, she planted the seed, and I'll go ahead and do the research and like, okay, she was right on this. Let me just exit out. So it don't.
That's how my mom is too.
Yeah, like,
she's like very straightforward. Like once it actually happened, and I explained it to her, she was like, well, you need to be wearing a condom. You need to be making sure that you safe. Everybody be fast out here. If they doing it, that means they doing it with somebody else technically.
That type
so
of
you
shit.
gotta you gotta be up in that type of mindset. But it's like being that young and learning about that shit is like crazy because, like you said, your mindset is different back then. You thinking like it'd be some typical shit, or you had your one narrow straight mindset of, like you said, all women gonna lie. So
yeah. Cause like for me, it was like I wanted to be in that. Oh yeah, monogamy focused on that girl do this or high school swearing. And I'm like, I'm fucking on that stupid ass shit. And I was like, oh word, like that ain't how this high school shit. Hell no, don't do that. Dumb
yeah,
like
just together for like a week.
Yeah, well, it was like then as I got it was like that goofy shit. So then
we was breaking up every week, getting back together.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'll be looking at motherfuckers. I'm like,
not even doing that. I was the Lulu.
Bringing it back to that.
With that Delulu person, your friend.
Oh, we calling it out. Okay.
It's like, no, we cool. Let me stop. But you might see this. But no, go ahead. Go ahead.
You gotta sit on that one.
You like, I'm leaving you on that island.
Yeah, leave on that island.
No. So okay. So, like you said, once you started having sex and you told your mom, were you comfortable enough to tell your mom? Like, straight off, right after it happened?
I'm trying to remember. I think I told my dad first because he found out. Well, I told him. And, obviously, as a man, you like, okay, being safe, but when I told my mom, I was more so scared to tell my mom because I knew she was going to be like, nah, no pregnancies, no nothing, but she was pretty like, my mom's a Virgo, so she's very like analytical, so she's gonna sit there and be like, you can get STDs. She ain't show me the picture. She ain't go that far because I know some parents do that, especially if you.
I feel like that's traumatizing. My mom ain't do that.
No, I'm talking about like you being in a healthcare, like being a nurse. Yeah, because my mom was a nurse.
I would never.
So I didn't get that, but she told me like the names of the diseases and stuff like that and all that type of shit. So yeah, but I think it was within the same year. So 7th grade, it was within the same year.
Yeah, mine was like. Because I had school started my birthday, so going to get the physical. So my first time happened. August. Yeah. So when I went, I was just like, yo, that's what went down. I'm like, yeah. But I'm so cool with my mom, like I'm talking to y'all. She saw the doctor come in, yo, you having sex? Yeah. You know how your mom does the shit, but instantly. Yeah, that's what she just started like doing like this. I'm like, oh, I done fucked up. I didn't know.
Because I be forgetting you underage, so your parent got to be there. You be like,
so I would have made a thing. I'd have been like,
and be like,
when I told all my
I wouldn't have said anything. The doctor would have been cracking up because I would have just been like,
yeah, because all my homies, when I came back to school, I told my mama, they're like, you said that shit? I was like, yeah, nigga, y'all niggas be lying to your mama. I was like,
they just don't ask though. Some parents just don't.
That's what I'm saying. My mom, like, if
don't ask, don't tell.
Like, she like, how was school? That teacher was lying, and she ended up calling her boyfriend and right before we went to lunch. And she like, wait, what? Because I just tell her what happened. You asked me what happened at school. That's what happened. We just sat there and watched the movie. We ain't do no homework. Mama, that homework that we did last night, I turned it in tomorrow. And he'd be like, what?
He act like he was a good boy.
Yeah, oh, that was a minute, but it's like,
A minute's crazy.
I was bad as hell. That's the shit I'm worried about. Fuck all that sex shit, nigga. Sit your ass down. Like,
And
that's
learn.
about my
Pick
son.
up a book.
Like,
Shit.
nigga, turn in your homework, my
So I have a question for you though. Okay, so I'm trying to word this right.
Oh Lord, I think I know what you're about to ask me.
With you being a homosexual male,
Oh God. Here we go.
like when you came out to your mom or dad, did they ever ask about sex? And did they tell you that was it a whole different sex talk?
No.
Or when you realized that you were into men and then you started having sex with men, did anybody have a sex talk with you or did you do your own research?
I did my own research.
Oh, okay. What did you research?
Some
people need to know.
You're right,
Let's
right.
be real,
I'm trying to.
2025.
So I'm gonna answer the first part, and I'm gonna answer that. So
Okay.
I feel like the reason why is obvious. Like my dad wasn't with that gay
Of
shit
course,
at
yeah.
that young age. You know, my mom still that nervous aspect of like telling your parent, you know, stuff like that. But the research aspect of it was just porn. You know, just being honest, and the STD thing. You know, and then obviously AIDS and HIV comes up. Stuff like that, and just being on the protective side. Back then, they don't, you know, they didn't have what they have now, which
like PrEP
and stuff like that. Thanks for mentioning that. That's super important. Like when we were that age, they didn't have none of that. So, and then I feel like the previous generation before that will tell you the same thing. Like we ain't had this, we ain't had that, and then you just left to kind of like luck. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're moving out here kind of shiesty, like you not using a condom or whatever. But yeah, I just did my own research and I was nervous as hell the whole time because I didn't have nobody to talk to about certain things, and the people that I did talk to were my age. So it's kind of like we teaching each other. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and that's another aspect. If I do have like a, you know, gay kid, I would be very straightforward with a lot of things too, because I want them to be able to have that support system. Like, you know, I didn't have, not saying my parents weren't, but that was more so of my fear than actually talking to them and being like, hey, this is what it is. And for them to tell me, and everybody, my mom told me later on, like, everybody got that gay cousin, gay uncle, something that you could, whatever. And
I got one.
But I don't think I had one. Maybe they low key, I don't know. But yeah. That's, you know, y'all got to be safe out here. That's one thing that I'm gonna always, you know, say, be safe. If you can, you know, get prep, stuff like that, and just be on the safe side. Talk to people that you're really comfortable with. Even friends. I mean, you know, if they got their head on right, they ain't out here just being wilding, you know, or talk to your physician. I feel like that's something that I, you know, do at this grown ass age. Like, talk to your physician. They're going to point you in the right direction. That was a good question. I'm glad you asked me that. Yeah.
I wasn't going to ask it because I thought about it, but I was like, oh, I'm about to probably answer that word. Like,
well, I mean, we here talking for the people.
Yeah. It's millennials out there that's, you know,
talking for
LGBT.
So, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's 2025, so, you know. And,
so I guess my question for you was like, as a woman, I always wondered this question. Where do y'all learn sexual stuff from? Like, as far as...
like...
just all the aspects, like
how to do stuff.
Yeah, like how to do stuff, develop.
How to do
no, like that is like I'm not trying to pry into the world. I'm just like I've always wondered that because I've had past relationships where it's like we'll have those certain issues, and I'm like, yo, like
she doesn't know how to do something.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay like add this to her. No, that is.
No, I'm not. No, you gotta. It's just Megan's reaction. She like how to do something. Like,
so a lot of women. I mean, just being transparent, we have friends that are like loose, and then we have conversations, and then they tell us, or more, sexually liberated. I won't say loose because you didn't.
No, you ain't lying.
But no, you do have friends that are more loose. You have friends that are more like comfortable in their sexuality and everything that they've done. Like you have friends that have had the sex talk at the age of 12 with their mama, and they already on birth control. They already even had more than 2 handfuls of partners, you know what I'm saying? But they are being safe out here. So, I mean, like, you have questions with your friends that are more experienced, you know what I'm saying? You sit down and you talk to them. I know some people that may have, I mean, we all have watched porn. It's like,
Right.
okay, that's how you do that. Some people Google, some people just learn on the fly. You know what I'm saying? Through sexual experience. So like when you say you've had girls, it's like, okay, I don't know how to do X, Y, and Z. I'm pretty sure you taught her.
Yeah.
See? And that's a lot. That's serious. As a woman, that is a learning experience. Like if you have not had a large amount of so you learn through a partner who is more sexually experienced.
Right.
So it's like maybe he has had X amount of bodies, or he has had an ex that was willing to do everything with them, and they learned and explored together, and they didn't work out. So now you're with them, and y'all did fall in love. So now it's like I'm learning from you.
Right.
You lead the way in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? So that's how girls learn. Because I'm pretty sure nobody mama is sitting down and saying, yeah, you twist your hips like this and you do this, and that. And it's like...
But that's, I'm not going to say, I'm low-key not even going to lie. I think that's low-key a little bit of a problem because we have in an era of women, and I feel like there's no other way to say it, but not having orgasms, not coming because
that is true.
They weren't taught, and then you have a man lead you and he getting his nut off and you not
but
getting
yours. But you got to think about this too, though. Like, your parents' generation.
You're right, yeah, I know.
Norm because they wasn't even giving head.
Yeah. No, I remember they had songs back in the day. It was like, I don't get girls head, whatever.
That's the thing. Like, men were the ones receiving oral sex. Women were not. I'm not going down there. Da, 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 da.
Wait, I can think of that one song. What is it? Freq. He was like, I ain't drunk enough to do that. Like, about, giving her head.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah.
So, and like, even till today, there are men, like, I have other homeboys that's like, no, I don't do that. So, it's like, you want to talk about the problem with women not reaching their orgasm. It's like, how does a mother sit with her daughter and teach her how to reach an orgasm? Especially if they're married. If my mama got to explaining this, and my parents been together for 40-something years, I'm walking out the room. I'm not even letting her finish. I'm walking out the room. So that's why I said where friends come into play, where it's like, okay, yeah, you know how to do X, Y, Z because you've been having sex since you was 13. You know what I'm saying? And like at this age, you know how to get yours off.
Right.
Even without him doing anything extra.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I come to my friend and I'm saying, my man don't know how to do this right, or my man don't know how to do that right. Or I'm coming to you with confidence, like, of course, a friend that I can talk to that's not going to either try to take my man, judge me, or judge my sex life, like a real true sister, then I can sit up and have these open conversations, and then they can say, just like with married women. If you think about it, I don't know if you've ever been to a bridal shower, probably not. But a bridal shower, there are so many women that have been married that give so much advice to a bride.
Which is, that's smart.
Which
that's
is true.
Yeah.
And true sisterhood is finding somebody that has been there, done that, and now they can relay game to you in any other aspect other than sex. But since we're talking about sex, that's how we learn. You know what I'm saying?
But to go back to the point of like your parent, like why would you be afraid of that? If we're supposed to be teaching,
how my mama is reaching her.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about you, like her telling you, like, hey, this younger generation may not do these things, but these are the things that will probably get you to where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? And what you're,
throw up on something.
But I'm saying is like, okay, that's like
okay, but I get what you're saying.
Having that real, you said your mama real. That's what I'm saying.
I would never ever say that. Like, mama, I'm having trouble in the bedroom. How do you do X, Y, and Z? Like, I do not want to even picture that. Because, like I said, for me, my parents been together. They're still together. They're gonna die together. Like, they're not leaving each other. So that's a visual. I don't want to think about that.
So if your kid asked you,
but I'm gonna say this, I am the only girl. So if I had an older sister, I would be asking her more than my mother.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But it's the dynamic that's different
of the older sibling to sit back and say, "Okay, sis, let me tell you something. Like, you want an orgasm, you got to figure out what you like, what you don't like. On top of that, then you got to realize, okay, what I like is, let's say, like you like riding. I like riding. So if you like riding, if you really get really turned on from riding, then ride him
to the wheels fall off.
Till the wheels fall off. Okay, clinch, do all of the stuff that you got to do to get you there, and then have a conversation with your partner too, and tell them. I don't want to say like where you're lacking, but where we're say we.
It's always helpful to say we, I guess.
Where we're lacking in the bedroom. Like, that's not a conversation. In my mind, that's not a conversation for my parent. I feel like that's not a conversation for parent to child. I feel like parent to child is having a sex talk. What is sex? How can you, like what you said, prevent diseases? How can you prevent pregnancy? You know what I'm saying? Maybe if it's your goal to tell your child, you should wait, then boom, let's wait.
Right.
Or you should wait. Tell your partner you want to wait. You know? I feel like more like brother, sister conversation is getting into the details of sex. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I really don't feel like that's a parent thing.
No, I was just asking
because a mom should be telling her daughter how to take the pipe.
The reason
I really don't think
because it's a flip side. That's like, okay, if your son asks you, dad, whoop-de whoop, how to, do whatever. Because, being a kid and you learning about certain things, do you agree with Maegan on that aspect? Like, you would want him to learn from his friends or ask you those questions that could probably make you cringe, him cringe, whatever, the situation is?
There's two things to that. One, obviously just keeping it grand. So, like, the boy conversation and the girl conversation is different. It's just different.
100%.
No, I know. I'm
saying just to start there. But on top of the fact, I see where you're going with the parent part, because I agree, like, where the differences in the sex talk, where I think you was going, was like, I wouldn't be like, son, do this, put your leg up, this and that. But But I might say something like, yo, if you want to keep her, you might want to fuck her, like, when, every day, whenever you get a chance, you might want to make sure that you eating whatever.
And that's why I brought up the bridal shower conversation, because you will have the mothers of the church, the 90-year-old ladies that run that church, sit up until you do your wifely duties.
Right. And I think, but to me,
that's the equivalent of what you just said.
Right. And I think,
I'm acting like I'm y'all kid and y'all.
Well, no, I think the problem with how I usually hear advice from both sides is that there's some vague shit for interpretation, and then we about to say it in like this matter of fact aspect, just deal with it. Like, if even with my son shit, I'm gonna tell him like how to get her right. I ain't gonna sit here in front of motherfuckers. Like, I'm gonna be like, yo, this how it works.
Right.
When you press these buttons, it's gonna usually give out this. Like, it's just what it is. Like, I've been around so many models. Like, it's this is how it works. It's
the experienced friend.
Yeah, it's like, this is how the thing works. But at the same time, it is an exploration part. There is a part of your sexual journey that is
left to you.
Or I was gonna say, I want to learn how I was gonna phrase it, but exchanging information with your peers. You know what I'm saying? Because in high school, for instance, because we had different ones in high school, I had learned about different ways of eating pussy from the lesbian girls. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of you niggas ain't doing this shit no ways, because y'all ain't even getting y'all dicks wet. This all they doing.
Right.
So why the fuck when I go ask her, this all they doing.
Right.
So then I learned different game, and that carried me on. And then as I developed my shit from their lesson, I was able to build on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My dad ain't never like, you should do this or something like that. Right. And that's why I do agree with you that I think that parents are lacking in some of the aspect. I also think it is like you said, the inexperienced part where we go into these friends per se that don't have the results or outcomes that you actually want. And I think that's the bigger problem, like just going to the whole friend. How you like said with me, like, I was that friend at a point, but then at the same time, I always got results that people wanted. So it's like, okay, well, wait a minute, how are you doing that? But also like this life over here is like, well, this is how. You know what I mean? So I think if I wasn't getting a relationship, I was constantly week or 2 weeks and I'm breaking up, then I wouldn't be the best person to go to ask about this shit. And I think that's where sometimes both genders fuck up by thinking about the shorties, because it's also a ego thing. Because I asked the question because one of my exes, we again was having that problem, and I was like, well, who the fuck do y'all ask? And this and that. I was like, I'm not going to my friends to ask them. That's embarrassing. And then so I'm like,
that's why I said true sisters will sit up and have that conversation.
Right. And you know what I'm saying? That's all. I mean, no, I'm saying that's a variable in and of itself,
Yeah.
like to say that, because it's like I'm saying it. I've heard it with even motherfuckers that were sorority sisters. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sisterhood can run as deep as they fucking wanted to go, but it's like it's still this lack of knowledge that go on, and it get looked at like it's like the other person or it's taboo, or like you said, the whole orgasm point. It's like, yeah, but if you also not learning these aspects and shit like that, it's like, shit, I might even be giving you the best pipe to get up because you don't know like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we not even getting there because I don't. I'm just trying to get through this night at this point. Like, I didn't know. It was a coin flip for me. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Not a coin flip.
No, but because it's like, okay, with Maegan example, you said what you said about me. That's, I'm gonna say it's a known fact, but it's like, that's just what it is. Right? It's fucked up. But like, that's just what it is. That, like the whole friend or whatever, like.
I didn't say about you. I said a whole friend. He said the friend,
right? And then he was like, that,
"See, I changed it up."
No, it's no harm, no foul. It's just what it is. But more so, like, going to that person and like, if the girl hearing about me, you come to me. It's like, okay, he got this experience, and you knowing that you lacking in this, so it's like you already approaching me, but then it's like, well, what the fuck? Like, wait a minute, like you should come with the shit. You can't get mad at me, and then this also can't be this endless lesson at the same time.
Right.
You know, like I tell people, I don't crack versions. I always been like that since I was legit. I don't do that shit.
Good,
I don't do that shit. I don't get caught up with that mess.
But that's why I say it's also like important to talk to a partner too.
Yeah.
Because they could, like in your scenario, you like, okay, well, how can we fix this? How can we fix this? What if she talked to you and it's something like that you're not doing is getting her there? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can go to my, and I'm agreeing with you 100%. I can go to my friend that's more experienced and say, you know, how do you do this? How you da. And she tell me, but I'm not getting the same results, and it's because of what he's doing.
Right.
That's why I'm saying you have to have a conversation with your partner above anything else, because like your parent can pass down game or whatever, which is cringy as fuck.
Yeah, that's
but can pass down game. But like, I'm not having sex with that. I don't even want to finish that sentence. I'm not having sex with them. I'm having sex with my partner.
That's why I was like, y'all trying to make it seem like I'm like,
it's still cringy because it's like,
it's always gonna be cringe talking about that with your parents. That's like, how you got here.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's where your older siblings, if you have them, or your friends come in, because I mean, like, let's be real, parents can't teach you everything about life. They can only teach you what they know.
Left to, self-exploratory.
Yeah, and that's why I say you gotta know what you like and know what you don't like.
Because I get it. Because I'd be cringing too if like my, parents was talking to me like, well, this is how you do this, this, and this. I'll be like, ew, that's how I got here? Crazy.
I would throw it right on sight.
No. Even my dad be talking, I'm like, hell
no. No. But like I said, like, if you ever been to a bridal shower, then you know it's like so many women pass out. Make sure you're doing your wifely duties, especially because, if they from church and stuff like that. Because it's like, okay, it's cool now. We can do it now without conviction from the Lord. Like, yeah, we can go be as freaky as we want to be because we're married and it's okay. So it's like all those people who are married, it's like, make sure you're doing this. And that's where the language of what you want to do another woman will comes from. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother conversation in itself. But we are told, please your partner, please your man, like please your husband, make sure he's fed, make sure physically, I mean, in his belly and sexually. Like, we are told that. You know what I'm saying? Game is like that. Saying it without saying it is being passed. And you might have those elders that'll say, make sure you twist your hips when you're on top or something like that. Like, and it's just the truth.
It is. It's just the voice, the voice acting.
Yeah.
It's
It's just the truth. So, I mean, where do women learn? Everywhere. Where do men learn?
You lay good piping on, that shit early as hell. Like, it's just that simple. Like, and if your pussy trash girl, your head trash, whatever the fuck the case may be, it's not rocket science. Like, that'd be my thing about motherfuckers. It's just the fact that you gotta deal with your pride and ego. If your shit ain't hit, and you can always get it better. It's just that simple. Blame the motherfucker. Oh, that bitch don't make me nutter. That nigga don't get me off. Like, motherfucker, you don't throw shit. Like, you a fucking pillow. You a dead body and shit.
Like, I just feel like
they be pillow princess like a motherfucker and want to blame niggas. Like,
really have to talk to your partner about everything when it comes to sex. Like, You really do have to talk to them.
What they like, what you like.
Yeah.
Like, y'all gonna,
because you bring in, and I guess it's, okay, you bring in old moves from what somebody else liked, and you thinking it's gonna work on this person, and it's like it could have worked on your last 5 partners, but on this person it's just not gonna work. And it's not because they don't know how to take it, or they don't know how to receive it, or they don't know how to give it. It's like, this is a whole new body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
like
a whole new body. You know what I'm saying? It's like what they say, what you eat don't make me shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you have to apply that to your partner. But how do we get from how we gonna have to say talk to our kids?
I mean, I love it. I love it. Because it went down the whole spectrum of what people I feel like will have questions on later down the line. Because I feel like I said, a key aspect of women not orgasming, that's something that, you know, I've seen on TikTok. A lot of women are like, y'all need to open up y'all mouth, like you said, talk to your partner. Don't be afraid to tell them that, you know, hey baby, you need to do this, this, and this, or hey babe, blah, blah, blah.
It's not always that though, too. I'm gonna say this. Women look at sex differently too. We could be in our heads the entire day, and then you come rubbing up against us asking us to have sex, and it's like, I'm still worried about Becky in the office that pissed me off at 9:05 this morning. You know what I'm saying?
What?
What?
It's like, bro, mother.
I'm talking about from a women's perspective.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
I mean, but I ain't a woman, so I don't
that can literally throw off your whole day, and it's like, what are you gonna do? Because like I said, rubbing up against asking to have sex, like, where's the foreplay? Where's the romance? Sometimes we do, hey, we need some romance. It's just not that with us. Our hormones, y'all, I always say this on this podcast, maybe because I'm the only woman, but our hormones fluctuate so much throughout a week and month to the point where it's like, we wake up mad and don't even know why we mad. And we take it out on y'all, and we don't want to take it out on y'all. Maybe we did want to give you something this morning, but we woke up pissed off, and we don't know why. We don't know why. We don't even want you to touch us. We don't know why. So you're dealing with a being that is like going through it emotionally all the time. And then like, now it's phases of a menstrual cycle. The luteal phase. We don't want to get out of bed. We be so tired. Okay? There is no energy drink that can buzz through menstrual phase. And I know, like, to y'all, it's like, bullshit,
it's not. I'm not giving you none of that look because it's bullshit. I'm out here and I know everything's changing.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just like, so when it comes to sex, it's like, it's like, sometimes it is harder for us to even want to. And then when we do say, okay, come on, let's do it. Like, okay, we could get into the mood while we're in the act. You know what I'm saying? But then it goes straight back to it. Like, it's some stuff we just cannot control. So it's like, know your body, talk to your partner. But that's why I'm stressing, like, know what you like and be okay with saying, you know what, I'm not in the mood right now. Because the sex is going to be trash on my end regardless. It's going to be trash on my end regardless if I am not in the mood.
Do you think that's a detriment of people telling you or women telling you, do your wife do these?
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay. Because like I said, you have to think about the generation before. Whatever you won't do, another man will. So even when grandma and them didn't want to, they still did. Or they felt like they had to because grandpa's bringing in the money.
Right.
Grandpa's doing this, grandpa's doing that. You know what I'm saying? And even though grandma might not be turned on because she had a long day taking care of the kids in the house and everything like that, she still gave grandpa some. And I feel like that has been something that is trickled down into this generation. Yeah. And I'm not saying it's wrong to for a man to want to have sex with his partner. You know what I'm saying? That's not wrong at all. You should want to. You should be sexually attracted. You should be physically attracted. All my Christians out there, I'm just being real because we don't talk about sex enough in church.
Yeah.
Let's be real. We all had to get here through sex.
Yeah.
Everybody's parents wasn't married. So saying that, it's like you're in a relationship. I honestly do feel like once you start that, unless like y'all should have a conversation if you want to stop. But once you start and you into it too, like don't feel bad for being into it. Unless that's not something you ever wanted to do and you were forced. But No, I gotta throw that out there too.
Yeah, I
There's
know.
so many scenarios when it comes to sex.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it
saying?
is.
So I mean, that's just my view on it. It's so much stuff that comes in with the women. Like our mind could just not be there, or we could want to have sex, and everything in the body is saying like, yeah, we into it, but we don't reach orgasm because mentally you're thinking about something else. So it's like, and sometimes there's nothing that the man can do to turn it off. It's just our mind is just not here. You know what I'm saying? That's why there are like practices to be more mindful while having sex. Because some people's minds do not turn off.
Yeah.
Some people's minds do not turn off.
No, that's true.
So it's like the girl cannot reach orgasm. And for women, orgasm is different. It's not just all physical. Some people might be more sensual.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't turn my mind off, even though I'm enjoying the act of what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to come before me if I can't turn my mind off, or you're always going to come and have an orgasm, and I'm just not.
Right.
Period.
No, that's real. That's why I said it's important for getting a female touch on it too, because it's other people, it's other millennials out there that, I mean, still, learning. Like I said, it's on TikTok. They talking about it all the time about different, sexual acts and stuff like that. But I feel like you wanted to say something.
Yeah.
No, like it's gonna dive into like a whole spurt of other stuff, real.
Different topic for a different day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just that was just a lot just in one. So I don't want to just discredit nothing or just like get to no point. I think a lot of times, I'm just say this piece, at least with sex, it's too left and right with me when it's the conversation about sex. It's always like what one isn't getting and one isn't the other type of thing. And one point that she did say, and I know at least for me, that's one thing that was triggering me in past relationships, was that when I am in the mood and I come to you and I'm supposed I'm ready now to have sex, I've always said I'm not a dog either. You know what I'm saying? So the same way you want me to respect this hormonal thing, I've wanted to do this with you for 2 weeks, and I acquiesce to everything that you're saying, and now here it is, and it's like I had to deal with 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever I had to do, I didn't cheat on you. I gotta do what the fuck I gotta do too. So then it's like to jump on this, it's never an acknowledgement. Like we hear all this stuff. That's when she was saying it. I was like, I've heard all this stuff before. But then when I, as the dude, say my perspective, is not heard, I get told that. You know what I'm saying? It's more of the other hormonal stuff. So it's like it's never like dudes feel hurt. And it's like it's rare you're gonna get dudes like it to me. Like that patient that is gonna sit there where I tell people all the time, this relationship and me cheating is not more so on what you're doing, it's more reliant on my patience. It's more reliant on that I am actually gonna kick it with you in this, which is why a lot of niggas do cheat, because they don't have the patience with some of them situations. Like by a biological standpoint, how you presented it, that's 1 week for sure for period. Even before the period, if you know, it's shit leading up to that. So you might well give yourself a week and a half off the table for a month. If she got a week where she just don't feel like it, that's a whole nother. So you talking about damn near half the month, she ain't even feeling it just on GP based on what she's saying. That ain't if you did something wrong. That ain't if you didn't take out the trash. That ain't if you didn't do none of this shit. And that's even saying this is just a great nigga that ain't texting, DM, and this and that and this, that, and the third. So like that's why I'm like, this nigga might deal with damn near 25 days of not getting no ass, and then here she come day 26, like, hey, you wanna crack this shit? He like, hell no, motherfucker, I'm mad as hell for the last 25 days. And it's out of respect for you the whole time. We've been communicating, and that part right there, I'd be like, don't get talked about. And then when I made the face, it wasn't the hormones and this and that. It's the fact that a lot of times in this conversation, especially when it's, I call it, let's just say co-ed, where it's men and women, the insecurity part gets jumped around a lot. And when we talk about social media and shit, how you said, so me and them talking about the orgasm. Also with social media, it's the fact that, yeah, y'all insecure by comparison. Like for real, it is this black girl with this big ass that's talking about how much she throw it and this and that, and oh, she got a link, and yo nigga, you see him liking her pictures. So it's like, well, shit, he must like this type or this and that. I'm not like this. I got my body type, so what the fuck? Why he liking this white girl over here with this big ass from Arkansas, whatever the fuck it is, you know what I'm saying? And that fuck with it. Or it's like, you go to her page to check her out, because you study, you said we learn from everywhere. So you go to her page, she's sitting there we seen it, she done hit some shit to the wall, and she doing all types of shit. So you like, oh shit, this was my man.
Wild girl.
This is my man be clicking and liking, and then you thinking what you be doing So going back to being in your headspace, you sitting in your head for real for about all of that shit. Let's keep it a B, because he not sick. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't walking the crib and he got shorty over here. He's sitting there squashing the shit on the TV. It's like, no. These insecurities are adding up. You seeing shorty that you think look like you, wearing shit that you feel like you don't look the same in. That's what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? It gets to a point like, yeah, I love you in the shorts and the t-shirt and shit, but when you do this shit 25 days in a row, and then day 26, you come to me with the same shit, like, hey, don't you want to crack this shit with the same enthusiasm you did the first day? No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because all the shit we could have met halfway on.
And that's why I say you gotta talk to your partner, because that's the person you're having sex with.
No, I'm not saying, see, because we keep jumping to community. I'm saying for self, for Delph, right? Where I had said, you know, if you don't get paid, you know this shit as the person. So then why is it still, when we had these conversations, hey, Jalen, go back and talk about, hey, Jay, go. No, dog, you know you feeling this shit, like, as the independent person. So it's the accountability piece for me. Even on both ends. Like I said, you know you got some little shit. Nigga, then move like you move like it.
Right.
Don't sit here and try to, girl, don't you feel this shit? And you know nigga she ain't. So don't get mad when she come to you 2 years later like, this ain't really smacking, let's try something different, because you done pumped yourself up. Just like if you know you don't get good head, or the last nigga was complaining about it, or you really don't do it like that, ain't really did it. If you're going to do it on 2 hands for your whole life, or just in general the time, like, girl, know that shit and acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's for Delph, whether it is the communication part or whatever, but how it's approached is, you got to do, it's not enough instead of, hey, I don't know how to eat dick for real. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, because even how you said I taught, it wasn't presented like, hey, Jalen, I don't know this shit. It was me critiquing in real time. Like, hold on, what the fuck? Like, get these teeth up. Like, what is you doing? Like, real shit. It's a problem.
Teeth be a real thing, though.
Yeah. And that's all I'm saying. And it's like, who to say your big sister suck dick good? And if you really asking me, we talking about the hood.
That goes back to me talking to my partner. If
I'll be like, yeah, you learned this from your big sister. Y'all heard she can't suck dick.
No. What I'm saying is that's what makes me tell my partner. I can learn from big sis. But if I go to my partner and he's like, yeah, I don't like this. Right. And then I'm just, oh my God.
And that's what happens.
No.
That's what happens.
No, listen, but I'm saying if I'm just like, oh my God, instead of saying, well, why don't you like it? What don't you like about it? And then the guy said, you use too much teeth.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Then that's a learning experience. Right. But that's what I'm trying to get at.
No. But you're saying a great scenario, and that's what I'm saying. Everything you're saying is realistic. No, I'm being realistic in the sense of the insecurity part. So that boo-hooing shit that you just talked about, the same hormonal girl who don't know why, is the same girl that you telling me if I tell her she don't eat dick in real time, is gonna sit there and have a casual conversation about it after. No, she about to be
She gonna feel away, but she wanna still cast sex.
Right, but I'm saying it's a build up in the way that you're presenting. It's like it's this immediate, like, no, I'm saying that girl's about to be sad about that shit for a week. You might not fuck again till the next following week, because how she's feeling about it. So the way you're presenting this conversation is that it's no insecurity, it's no this, it's not gonna spill over.
No, the way I'm presenting it can be insecurity. Okay, I'm thinking from my mindset.
That's what I'm saying. Maturity. It sounds like you speaking from your mindset, and not everybody.
I'm thinking, okay.
You're not speaking from the masses.
That's not the masses too. To cry and boo-hoo.
That is. I'm saying it's the masses, but at the same time, you want me to accept that most women with this hormonal week that they can sporadically have, even with your
when I say hormones, it's not just, oh my God, boo-hoo.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying.
God, listen, I just can't get out of bed today.
I'm not saying it's the boo-hoo and stuff. Hear what I'm saying. Okay. If you're saying in general, the hormones exist across the board, even with your mentation, then it could be applicable across the board for women, right? Can we accept that for hormones? Yeah. Whatever it is, hormones, right? Yeah. Right. So I'm saying that the general pop, right? When you're going around and you was to say that to a chick, they're going to feel this way more about it. This is going to hurt their feelings.
And I'm saying that's true. But what I'm saying is that not everybody goes, boo-hoo, don't talk to me. Right. If you want to continue to have sex with, okay, let me not say that. Let me not say continue to have sex. But if sex is important to you in your relationship, that's a way better word to say it. If sex is important to you in your relationship, if pleasing your man and pleasing your woman is important in the relationship, you need to be able to take constructive criticism, because if you remember, I said you can have sex with your last 5 partners the exact same way. You get to this person, it's a new body.
Yeah, but you're
So
presenting perfect
cannot-
scenarios.
It's not perfect.
Yes, because you're saying take constructive criticism. People right there, that right there is a fantasy.
Stop. That's why I said
it comes to a hard stop right
realistically, it's a weird situation because we can't put percentages on how many people gonna feel, whatever. But I get what both of y'all are saying. Like, from a realistic standpoint, there are gonna be some women that may not boo-hoo cry, but they're gonna be mad as fuck and they may not.
No, I'm saying it's some emotion. Because we try to get you to understand. We said it in previous episode. You're an outlier. So the second you try and project your mentation onto majority,
but I'm not though, because I have friends that act the same way.
So it could be some, that's why I said it's a percentile.
No, but even with the mental part, like what she just said, my friends, you are surrounded by people that think like you and that are similar to you, that share your characteristics. So you're gonna, if you got your friends are gonna probably be more in alignment with you, man. I'm not disputing that. But what I'm saying is when I'm out here, when people are out here, when we seeing the stuff on TikTok, we can't ignore the fact that majority of people are not sounding like you. They're not. Majority of people are not saying this and that. When we see people, do we really think that people are taking constructive criticism well?
Hell no.
Based on the context. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not disagreeing, but I'm just saying that you keep saying like perfect scenario. No, there are women.
Yeah, percentage of women
that's what I'm saying.
But I'm like, but look at how many. That's what I'm saying. If I'm trying to have a conversation, I'm having a broad conversation. I'm talking about the audience. The audience is not like Maegan. We see the response that they have towards Maegan. So clearly they are defining you and even pushing you to something that they're not. And that's all I'm saying is that, you can say that if you're speaking from that end of things.
But you're speaking from a point where dealing with a specific woman, that if she has that.
I'm trying to say that this is more of the broadness of the general guy or woman in general. And what Maegan is speaking to is the outliers. Because we call her the outliers. So even if she's saying her friends, people in that thought process, that's fine. I can agree. That probably is the conversation that get had. But majority of the time, in reality, like that's not the case. Most of the time, that's not the case. Most of the dudes out here dating, even when I was out here, that's not what's going on. Even with the coolest of shorties. Like, you met my, they been cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Them conversations don't go like that behind cover. When they come talk to y'all, like the short, they'll make it sound like that. It'll sound all types of ways because, again, it's an ego, it's an insecurity. That's why I was saying that.
Yeah,
but when they, with us, the dude or whatever the fuck, and we in there behind a closed door, it really is like that. It really is. Okay, we really just stopped sex right now to have this conversation now for 3-4 hours about what the fuck just happened. Like, from an emotional standpoint, we haven't resolved the actual onset of the issue. That has to come later. Just her emotions and her being hurt was like the immediate thing. And that happens to a lot of motherfuckers on a routine basis. You know what I'm saying? And like, sex is already difficult, I think, nowadays in general because of what motherfuckers are seeing in porn. Like, if both genders learn from porn, generally speaking.
Yeah.
I think both genders get insecurities from watching porn.
Right.
If you watch it in large amounts or to learn information because of what you're seeing them people doing or physically what they have going on. In most cases, it's physical.
Right.
And that's what I think is going on a lot of times, that these, like, everybody got their own issue that they not being honest about and open with.
And then when it come up, it's,
it's these
reflected.
overreactions. Yeah. That's how we seeing this shit on the news when motherfuckers is killing motherfuckers and doing, like, that's why I'm like, it's not this like niggas who think like me. I know I'm the outlier. I know that motherfuckers who think or I think ain't the common motherfucker. That's why when I say shit, I try not to say what I don't necessarily do. Is what
general population.
Yeah, when I'm talking to people, when it's the status quo, when it's people saying shit, it's like, yeah, like this is how people feel about that shit.
Yeah, no, I can get that standpoint. I feel like it was just a percentile aspect of it. But as far as like the whole sex with millennial, like, ooh, I was about to say all that wrong. I'm sorry, y'all.
Jesus. Having sex with
millennials. But as far as like, just telling your kid in general, so we're all just about being blunt, straightforward, but still trying to keep that childhood aspect.
Yeah, 100%.
Woo, that was a good conversation, y'all.
The childhood aspect.
The childhood aspect of like keeping a child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, that sounds crazy too.
I know. It's the cut water.
Just like my mama. She ain't keep my childhood aspect.
Okay. But we're gonna move into get hip. So, any product, services, or anything that you guys want to get people hip to today?
I have been listening to Tiana Taylor's album. I know I mentioned it like way back, but it's just hitting differently now.
It's not laughing at haha. It's more like, damn.
It's just hitting differently now. But actual product, again, on my whole wellness and skincare and body care journey, I have found that actually I've been wanting to use glycolic acid because
Ooh,
it's
I've
supposed
heard
to
that.
lighten certain like dark marks and stuff like on the body and stuff. And everybody raves about the ordinary glycolic acid toner
Yeah.
like under your arms and stuff. But I've been using Inky. It's like white and black. And it's
Ulta?
like from Ulta.
Okay.
And it's like in a deodorant stick, but it's a glycolic acid stick like under my arms and then like on my elbows and knees and stuff. And it does work. It does not burn. I haven't had any like irritation or anything like that.
That's good.
So it's like it's from Ulta. You can get it from Ulta. Sephora doesn't have it. Sephora might have it. Sephora might have Inky, but it's real good if you want to lighten up dark on the body though. Do not use it on your face.
Oof.
On your body, and it looks like a stick of deodorant. So
Got you. I'm trying to think. What have I low key been listening to? Because ever since they did that update, Auto Mix been like playing a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I guess I'm into like it's a song called Party, and it's PARTII featuring Space Pose. It's a lot of people on the song, guys, but just look it up. It's more of like a Afro beats type of Caribbean vibe. I just love Caribbean music. So check that out. But she's a new artist that I've been listening to. I think her name is, because there's a lot of names on here. I might be butchering it. Is Kamo Mephilia?
let me see. Come on, yeah, Mafilla.
Mafilla. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. Another little Caribbean vibe.
For me, I don't know if people seen it, they've probably seen the clips, but it's like couples therapy. It's a show where they talk to a therapist. It's usually couples or whatever. Yeah, I might have seen the clips like on.
It's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been like really watching that a lot and just seeing what different couples is like going through and stuff like that, and hoping they get through it, but just being real thankful for my lady, because god damn, like what the fuck, like the shit that I be complaining about and the shit that them niggas be. Oh shit, I'm living like cloud nine, cause yeah, like I don't be complaining, but all bullshit aside, I think it is a good conversation, and like how we were saying earlier, like just some of them what people going through in their house and just them conversating, what you see motherfuckers go through, is like that shit be like, wow, like okay, and you realize how common certain stuff is, but because people don't converse about it and are insecure about it, especially in their friend groups, that they don't resolve shit. So then you end up in these places or these spaces, like, you know, unfortunately, or for some cases, fortunately, in therapy talking about it. But I think it's a good watch. It's I want to say in season 3 or 4.
Okay.
So I had already seen season 1 previously, but me and my girl kind of rewatched it and stuff.
Okay.
So we like season 1, episode like 4 or 5 or somewhere over there.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a good show. I think just watch it. I think even from a single perspective, it just gets you that like what to ask in dating, what to look for, like how you want to kind of approach communication. You will see yourself in some of the characters in some form or fashion, like man or woman. Like it was a lot of women, like they communicate. So I'm like, that's me. Like, okay, I can see that. Like, and the dudes was like super hurt and shit. I'm like, oh, like damn, is this what my communication is doing to my person and shit like that?
You know what that kind of reminds me of? Y'all remember Wife Swap?
Oh my god, I love
that was kind of like a deep dive into like how they dynamic is. I used to be like, damn,
yeah, I love Wife Swap.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Yeah.
It
was though. But make sure y'all check out what we are getting y'all hip to this week. But if I knew then what I know now, I don't have a word.
Sex.
Okay. If I knew then what I know now about sex, or is it just sex in general? Or
I'll go first. If I knew then what I know now about sex, I definitely would have waited till marriage.
Ooh.
And that's no shade, because no shade. But it's growing older and growing in my walk with God. It's like I honestly 100% see why. When I had mentioned the comment of you could have had sex with like 5 other people and then you get this person, right? When you wait till marriage, you really don't have anything to compare it to. So you have those joys, those ups and downs throughout your sexual journey with that one person. And it's just, you are all I know and I'm committed. It's like another realm of learning in your relationship and it's blessed by God. So not having anything to compare it to is a lesson in a way. And I know a lot of people look differently upon that, but it's also like your expectations can get altered through different sexual experiences that you have when it comes to the person that you want to be with. Because if this is the person that you're going to marry and then like let's say y'all do have sex and the sex is trash, is it that big enough to walk away from? And see, if we never had sex before marriage, we wouldn't even know. And that's just my opinion on it. So
yeah, I feel like I kind of I'm with you on that. I feel like I would have waited. I feel like it's straight. You know what I'm saying? It's something that is there. Like I said, when my kids ask me, I'm like, hey, I ain't gonna. I'm a firm believer in you gonna do what you want to do when you want to do it. I'm not about to push nobody or sway somebody to do whatever. But I would have waited because I felt like I don't want to keep mixing energies with different people. You know, I just want to conserve my energy and stuff like that. I feel like it's important to kind of have continence and control over your sexual desires because that shit with I feel like people move kind of crazy when they let their lust and things of that nature and not understanding the difference between love, lust, and what you're really, you know, what's swaying you to do what you're doing. So I would have definitely waited. For sure.
For me with sex, if I knew then what I know now, I definitely would have shot at more older chicks when I was younger, for sure. I was able.
I'm like, you could. I knew that was
everything that could have came out your mouth, those words.
I knew you know we gonna go left now.
Yeah, no, because it just shocked me. That's what I'm saying. More older chicks. Is it for like experience?
No, I always had an affinity for them in general. So even when I was early on, like Oakland, just certain things, I was always around kind of like older. It wasn't quite the like cougar-ish phase, but it was definitely older. And as I got into my earlier 20s phase and said, but just realizing, like in that earlier team, what I could have really shot if I would have just did it with certain age groups or just certain things, I would have just did that shit because I wouldn't change nothing about my sexual journey, the ups and downs, the rejections, the everything in between, because it made me who I am. Only thing I would was probably add just some other fly shit to it if I could.
Yeah, some cougars.
Yeah, like some more cougars and shit from the den and just other shit like that have been cool. Certain shit I just chose not to do, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to uphold certain shit. Or, you know, my grandma's here, they told me not to do this and shit like that. Like, no, I just did that shit just on GP. But I was always safe, always protecting myself. I would tell my son to kind of live the same way like I would live, not in the sense of some of my frivolousness in certain phases, but my approach to it was that I always made sure I was respectful, always made sure it was this, always made sure we was on the same page, never took advantage. You know what I'm saying? Just certain stuff where it's like you can still do your thing, but always
the right way.
Always being respectful. Like she might not even like me in the morning, but nigga, she can't go to the cops either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I deal with that. Like fuck it, she be mad, nigga, she might throw your shit out the window. That's nigga shit. But like she can't be like this nigga did. And I don't want you to be put in that position because true or not, whatever actions that you did to even kind of lead to that, you don't want to be in that position. Like that's it for me. Like I want to teach my son the right shit. I'll just grab a couple more cougars along the way if I could. That's about it.
Grab a few cougars along the way.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Hey. Nothing crazy.
I do want to say this. Like, I think that we should put some like information in the description box about HIV and like resources for the LGBTQIA community in the description box. I do want to say this, that everything sexual should be consensual at all times, and don't do anything that you're not comfortable with. Don't let anybody force you, man or woman, to do anything that you are not comfortable with, because one, that's illegal. Two, nobody gets pleasure out of that.
Well, people do.
And if
They just sit.
If they do, that's not anybody you should be wanting to mess with. And for all of my people that are waiting till marriage and want to wait till marriage, don't let anybody pressure you out of that.
Right.
Stick to your guts and your will with that, and make sure that you are doing it because of God and not because of what mommy and daddy are saying. Make sure that's the conversation you have between you and the Lord is telling you to wait till marriage.
Period. All right, y'all. We at the end of the video. I know y'all gonna miss it, but I want to make sure I spotlight Jalen again on making sure that we're giving clothes, actually whatever is necessary to help the kids through the winter season, actually all year. So just please donate. I'm gonna let you take it away.
Yeah, just like you said, donate whatever you have. It's to kids in need. Like I said, I got a 9-month-old infant all the way up to 17-year-old. So anything helps. You can reach out to me on my Instagram, and we can do drop off and pick up locations. Again, thank you.
Good. And reach out to us too. If you reach out to us, we'll convey it to Jalen.
Straight to Jalen.
And make sure y'all follow us on @MillennialVisionE on Instagram. I was about to say something else, but I'll tell y'all off camera. You can follow me at Farrell.McHale.
@_Maegan.
@PROD_56
Yeah.
I'm doing better.
Right.
And always use protection too.
Please be safe out here.
No,
use protection. Use protection.
Or deal with the consequences, nigga. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean,
take the pills, nigga. Go to sleep. What the fuck?
All right. Peace, y'all.